Let's continue learning about the French Revolution. In this video, we are going to learn about the event that sparked the storming of the Bastille, how the first constitution of France came about, the rise of the Jacobins that led to the execution of the King of France, and lastly about the Reign of Terror. So in the previous video, we learned about how Louis XVI had to increase taxes. However, this had to be approved by the Estates General that represented the French society and held members from all the three estates. So after 175 years, on 5th May 1789, Louis XVI called upon a meeting of the Estates General. There were 300 members of the clergy who sat on one side of the room, 300 members of the nobility that sat on the other side, and 600 members from the third estate that had to stand in the back. Each estate had only one vote. However, the third estate demanded that this time the assembly vote as a whole, an idea that was proposed by Rousseau in his book The Social Contract. The king rejected this idea. The third estate got angry, walked out of the room. On 20 June, they walked into an indoor tennis court and declared themselves the National Assembly. They swore not to disperse till they had drafted the constitution. They were led by Mirabeau, who was a rich noble but wanted to do away with the feudal privileges. They were also led by Abbé who had written an influential pamphlet called What is the Third Estate? In the backdrop of all of this, while the National Assembly was busy drafting the constitution, severe winters had hit France. There was bad harvest, the prices rose. Women stormed into bakeries because they were tired of standing in lines for hours. This was when the rumor that the king had ordered troops to move into Paris came about. The crowd got angry and stormed the Bastille. In the countryside, further rumors spread that the lords had hired bands of brigands who were on their way to destroy the ripe crops. Peasants got extremely angry and scared, seized hoes and pitchforks and attacked the chateau, looted grain, burned documents that held records of dues. The nobles and the richer members of the society were scared. They fled France. Louis XVI was scared too, and thus he finally accepted that his powers would now be checked by a constitution. On the night of 4th August 1789, the Assembly abolished the feudal system. Tithes were abolished, land owned by the church was confiscated. The government acquired a lot of wealth through this process. In 1791, the Assembly completed the draft of the Constitution. The power of the government was now split up between the legislative, executive, and the judiciary. The citizens were split into active citizens and passive citizens based on their income. Only the active citizens could vote. The active citizens elected their electors, who in turn elected the people that formed the National Assembly that could control the powers of the king and his council of ministers. The active citizens could also elect their own judiciary. The passive citizens could, however, not vote. What happened was that the Constitution held the Declaration of Rights of Men and Citizens. It included the right to life, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, equality before law, all of these which were declared as natural and inalienable rights that had to be given to every citizen regardless of who they were. Louis XVI was scared. He entered into secret negotiations with the King of Prussia. The rulers of other countries were worried because of the uprisings in France. The National Assembly declared a war against Prussia and Austria in the April of 1792. This was a war of people against kings and autocracies. This was when the national anthem of France came about. However, differences in France persisted. Only men that were about 25 years of age who belonged to the highest bracket of the taxpayers could vote and be a part of the National Assembly. Women too were left behind and were not part of the political system. And thus, the people believed that the revolution had to be carried further. Clubs and societies rose. This was when Jacobins, the most successful club, came about. The Jacobins was composed of the less prosperous members of the society, the peasants, artisans, servants, and daily wage workers. Their leader was Maximilien Robespierre. They wore long striped trousers to set themselves apart from the fashionable, richer sections of the society, the nobles that wore knee breeches, and thus they came to be known as sans-culottes. They also wore the red cap that symbolized liberty. Women, however, weren't allowed to do so. On August 10, 1792, they stormed into the palace and held the king hostage for several hours. The assembly voted to imprison the royal family. Elections were held and all members about 21 years of age could vote. The new assembly was called the Convention. On 21 September 1972, France was officially established as a republic and monarchy was abolished. Louis XVI was sentenced to death by the assembly on the charge of treason. On 21 January, he was executed publicly. Within a few months, Marie Antoinette was executed soon. Robespierre came to power. However, his measures were so extreme that the time he came to power is known as the Reign of Terror from 1793 to 1794. Robespierre was an extremist radicalist. He had severe control measures. All those that he saw as criminals of the state and the extremely rich members were executed or guillotined, that is beheaded. There were good measures, that is the maximum ceiling on wages and prices was imposed, meat and bread was rationed, expensive white flour was forbidden. People could only eat the equality bread. Special pronouns such as monsieur was done away with. But however, some measures were extreme. The churches were shut down and people were killed. Around 20,000 of people in France were killed. The measures were so extreme that the people who followed Robespierre went against him. In July 1794, Robespierre was publicly executed. To learn more about the French Revolution, keep up with the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe.